It is Friday, January 12th, and the first week of City Council session is over. Wasn't a whole lot going on. Would have made this video a few days ago, but went to a couple of meetings myself besides the City Council, which I will be talking about this weekend. Interesting things that have happened with the city council, though. Everybody got their committee meetings, so everybody knows exactly what committee that they're in, and I'll show you that in here in a second. But the most important thing that I wanted to show you is how much of a clusterfuck it's already begun. As you can see, already two meetings got canceled this week: the Education Committee and the Parks and Rec Committee. The only committee meeting that they had was the Municipal Corporations Committee, and that was to appoint Brett Voorhees for the Airport Authority, and that was just 10 minutes. And it was basically just a giant jerk off fest. Not surprising, really. The As you can see, these were the people that were giving hand jobs to this guy, Brett Voorhees. First off, it started with the chair, Lakeisha Jackson. She's been a long time city council member. And then Kristen Jones and Jared Evans, the witches of the West Side, they took turns on trying to finish him off. But we had a Keith Graves that was really going after the tip there for a minute, but just couldn't top him off. Even with Allie Brown, really just trying to suckle him, trying to like juice him up a little bit about how much she loved all the autistic work that the airport authority was giving in. Still couldn't do it. Hard to say. But Carlos Perkins, he tried his best. He just told them that he was co-sponsoring the Brett Voorhees for this whole proposal. Well, you know who really did it? You want to know who really did it? None other than our boy Jesse Brown. Boy, he got them to the climax. He got him to the top of the hill. He made him. It was just a giant clusterfuck. What can I say? This is kind of what you expect. You didn't have to watch it. I had to watch it because I love all of my 11 subscribers on YouTube right now. But let's keep it going. Let's find out who was on the city council committees and each one of them. As you can see, I have the ones in the green dot are the freshman city council members. Nothing really that special. Derek, each committee also has to have somewhat representation on both parties, but since there's 19 Democrats to 6 Republicans, it's going to be a little bit hard. Let me tell you what, these Republicans are going to be going to a lot of committee meetings, but who gives a shit because they're getting paid for it anyway. And so the ones that I really wanted to talk about, where are you? Where are you? Is public safety and criminal justice. What can I say? Everybody wanted that committee. As soon as they got voted in, as soon as they won their election, they were calling up Vop. They were emailing Maggie. They said, "How do I get in here? How can I be your boy? What do I have to give you to be on this committee?" Well, Brianne Delaney, of course, she did her job like she does it well. Her husband, Mr. Moriarty, he was the primary. He fought against Ryan Mears in a bloodbath for the primary for Marion County prosecutor. And of course, our very own vampire, our Nosferatu Mears, he won it, who ended up going to the show, who won the general election. Carlos Perkins, have no idea who this guy is. He is the dark horse, but he won uncontested. And also, if you look at his campaign financing, he's been at it for a while. 2002 is his oldest one, and he's just been running it annually. Good for him, though. I like it. I kind of like the dedication. It'll probably be just like me. I'll be 55 still doing this whole thing. And usual rules and public policy, public works, yada yada. No one kind of gives a crap. Jesse Brown, he got a couple of three, and I actually find it very funny of the three that he was in: Parks and Rec, Municipal, and Environmental Sustainability Committee. Why do I find it very funny? Well, let me show you. Because it all depends on how often they have these committee meetings. As you can see right here, this is the streaming media home for every single meeting. City Council, Metropolitan Development, other meetings, and even some special stuff going on here that basically taxpayers decided to pay for whatever. You can see the Hoosier history, Indiana's Greek immigrants. Hey, I like it. I didn't get a chance to watch it. It looks pretty entertaining. They're Jewish immigrants. They're German immigrants, which is a little bit, for me, it's a little bit home because I'm part German. Don't get me started. But this is why it's super funny. If you click on View All, you will see all of the past committee meetings, the city council meetings, and look look at it. Administration and Finance Committee. The last meeting was November 14th. Community Affairs. Let's see. We're going to view all of them. When was the last time they had a meeting? June 21st of 2023. 7 months ago was their last meeting. How embarrassing. Let's see. Economic development. When was it? December of 2022. Are you kidding me? This is what a waste. Let's see. Education committee. I thought that one was pretty recent. Okay, September 19th. Whoopity doo. Whoopity doo. Basically, they're just putting him into the back of the bus and saying, here, this is what you're getting. This is all you're going to get. Environmental, because I remember this one. This was a big deal when John Barth, he was the chair. I think he's still the chair. We'll take a quick look at it again. But at the very beginning, you can see January, February, May, the first couple of months of this whole committee starting. It was really good in November of 2022, February of 23, April of 23, July of 23. Not what are we doing here? An absolute waste, as usual. But what are you going to do about it? Ethics Committee. When was this one? Oh my God. 2019. 2019 is their last meeting. Probably because they have no ethics. Parks and Rec. Yeah, that one's pretty. Uh, Public Safety. That one will be every month. I think maybe even sometimes twice a month. Yeah, I remember there being two of them in September of last year. And rules and policy, November, then June, then February. I mean, come on, what a giant waste. Why even have these? Honestly, when I was going through this, I was wondering to myself, why do we even have any of these if they're not going to have committed meetings? We already had two of them get suspended right from the very first week. But this was kind of cool because I've always wondered, what do these committee meetings actually do? On the committees is the city council, administration, and finance. We're just going to go through a couple of these. I don't want to bore you guys. It's late. Human HR and employment, purchasing, legal, boring kind of crap. Education. Like the mayor's office and the city council can't really do anything with education, which it kind of says it focuses effort on a shared vision for preschool through college initiatives that would boost educational attainment and cultivate collaboration across government bodies to better provide for our residents. You think anything's going to change? No. This is that committee is how much money are the lobbyists going to give you? That's what that committee is all about. I'm more curious about what's what municipal. This is why I think Jesse Brown was put on this thing because it has the Airport Authority, Capital Improvements Board, Health and Hospital, but most importantly, Indianapolis Public Library. Because if you forgot, he went off on a tangent. He lost his mind. He did not have enough ketamine that day. If you've been following Ken Avador on his great research on Substack, he's had a great layout of exactly what Jesse Brown is, and he's a psychopath. He needs drugs so he can function every single day, whether that's Lexapro, whether that's ketamine, whether that's looking at Lolicon. It's like, who knows? But Indigo is also on this too. Not surprised. Uh, but there has been some leadership changes too on the boards. Sorry, Parks and Rec used to be Oliver. I forgot Duke Oliver. Yeah, I think it's Duke Oliver, but he retired. Now Jared Evans on Parks and Rec. Public Works is interesting. That's where Jack Adamson used to be on. That was like his baby too, and now Kristen Jones is on it. Mostly because she doesn't have a job. She's getting money from her retired husband, who used to be in a union, and now they're just collecting pension benefits. That's actually very interesting. Of how many people on the council do not have a job. Let me break it down for you. Jesse Brown, he quit from his $175,000 a year job from Salesforce. Andy Nielsen, who's a trust fund baby, he allegedly quit his job, but I'm not even sure where he was working at. Nick Roberts was working part time at the trustee's office in Lawrence, and he still lives with his grandparents, and they still bought him his car, pays his cell phone, yada yada. Kristen Jones has no job. Jared Evans has no job and lives with his parents. Hey, true fact. Hey, you don't believe me? Go look it up. And who else? I think that's it because everybody else is old and they should by now have their own place. If they're not, they're just sad. Jared Evans is like 43 and he lives with his parents. That's pretty sad. It makes sense for Nick Roberts because he's like 23 and a Zoomer. And he's basically been babied his whole life, driving his Honda Accord. But another thing that I talked about the last video that I made, I said I'm going to research what's going on with Allie Brown because there was a proposal from her, and so I looked it up. I was like, oh, there was that fire dampener proposal that came in late last year. Do you guys remember that one? And I said, and I remember what I said too. This feels like a shakedown. I don't know about you. You got a union rep business guy coming in here. Well, turns out that I was right because let's see if I can pull it up here. There we go. Now look at that. Oh, you can't see it, can you? All right. Boom. Where do you got? Sheet Metal Workers Local 20.
My name is Todd Duncan. I'm the Sheet Metal Workers Local 20 here in town.
And who did they give money to? The $12,500 to Joe Hogsett. That's right. Boss Hogsett got 12.5 from the old Sheet Metal Workers Union Local 20. And who got $1,000? Allie Brown. And when I went back and looked at the proposal, the original one from November, who made it? Who's the initiator? Allie Brown. And who brought it back up? Allie Brown. This is nothing but handshakes and hand jobs, folks. We all know what the gist is by now. We know what the corruption is like, but who's going to do anything about it? Nobody. And what am I doing about it? I'm screaming into the void of YouTube. I'm trying to give you guys information that the whole system's corrupt. This is how things are done. And only you can only help me help you expose all of it. We can go after state affairs. We can call out Indy Star. We can call it Indy Capital Chronicle, Mirror Indy, Indy Star, all these bullshit outlets that are just hiding all of it. They refuse to talk about any of this stuff. But that's all right. Because I am your chosen leader, folks. I will help you. We will go to the promised land. We will expose all these scumbags, and hopefully it'll make sense at the end. And this is only the beginning. We got a chaotic year in 2024. What can I say? I'm going to talk more about what else is going on. Wayne Township right now is going through a possible merger with IFD, EMS, and Wayne Township Fire Department. It is actually kind of crazy. I think Wayne Township, the people of Wayne Township, are not paying attention to it. They don't understand how important this is because this will affect the rest of everybody else's lives. We might get crappier service. Actually, it's almost guaranteed from what EMS told us. And I'm going to try talking about it tomorrow. And something a little bit extra special. I have found the honeypot of data. I'm talking about payrolls from the GOP and the Democrat Party. I'm talking about cross pollination of these scumbag firms that are paying the left and the right. And we're gonna cover some of it tomorrow or Sunday, probably tomorrow. And we're just gonna go through it. I'm gonna give you the links to it, but I want to go through a little bit more so you got something to look forward to. That's all I'm gonna say. So until next time.